The title isn't clickbait. We really did $20,000 in one night running ads to Skool. I'll walk you through the full story behind it and break down all the tactical nuggets so you can apply them whether you're trying to launch a new Skool group, or you got a new offer that you want to scale fast, or it's the last week of the Skool games and you're trying to win, you don't know what to do, which is what exactly happened here. It was October 30th, 2024. The team and I were in Las Vegas for the Skool game event, back when it was still held at the acquisition.com HQ, and it was our last day before we flew back home. By then, the main event was already over. We'd been to the mansion, met a ton of incredible people, had a great time, and in the time we spent there, we made friends with one of the other winning teams, and they invited us to go ride ATVs in the desert with them. And we said, well, yeah, let's do it. That's a really cool way to say goodbye to Las Vegas. So early in the afternoon, we all headed out. We had an amazing time driving through the desert, covered in dust, having a blast. Now here's where it gets interesting. That team, the one that we were hanging out with, they were in second place in the Skool games on that month. They won the previous game, but they were competing again. And at that time, the Skool games was offering $100K in cash or a Cybertruck to the group that ended up first in the Skool games, and they were in second place. So at one point, they asked us, hey guys, we're second, we want to win. Do you think that you could help us by running some ads? We said, yeah, of course. So after spending hours in the desert, we rushed back to the hotel. We bought a couple of Red Bulls. We took quick showers and we packed up since it was literally our last night in Las Vegas. And then we headed straight into the mansion that they were staying in, a beautiful place outside of Las Vegas. That night, we didn't sleep. We got to work and we spent $11,000, as you can see in here. And we made $20,711 back in just a matter of a few hours. And we did this by keeping things simple. So this was their situation at that time, right? They had a proven offer because they had won the Skool games the previous month and they were second in that month. They were killing it. They had a proven offer. The pricing was right for ads. We've seen that if you're above $99 per month, ads straight to an about page tend not to convert as well. And they were at $97 per month, so they were at the sweet spot. So the only thing left for them was adding more fuel to the fire. So here's the first things that we did. We made new ad creatives, we updated their about page slides, and we improved the BSL thumbnail. Why are those things the first things that we did? As I mentioned in previous videos, we need to see this process as a continuum. We need to see in here the ad, in here we got the about page, okay, and here we got the conversion. If in the ad we're talking about X, Y, Z, in the about page needs to reflect the same message, and we need to talk about X, Y, Z too if we want to get the conversion. If in the ad we're talking about anything, and then in the about page the message completely changes, then there's no congruence between the two of them. And then the people who have clicked in the ad interested about that thing, they won't see the same thing in the about page, so they won't end up converting. So everything needs to follow the same path. Everything needs to follow the same line and offer. Now, that's why we made new ad creatives, and then we updated their about page slides based on these new ad creatives that we were making. So all the messaging was the same. The BSL thumbnail, we improved it because we noticed that the people who watched the BSL, they had a higher likelihood of joining. So to make sure that the most amount of people watch the BSL, we improved the thumbnail, so the CTRs increased. If more people click the thumbnail, more people will watch the BSL, and as a consequence, more people will end up joining. So that's the reasoning of these actions that we took in the first place. So now we've got the assets. Now we've got the creatives, we got the about page slides, we're ready to start driving traffic in here. What do we do to start doing this? Pretty simple, because we didn't overcomplicate the process. We ran 2 ad campaigns only. A cold ad campaign to new audiences, and then a retargeting campaign. This is about to get a bit tactical, but please bear with me, okay? Let's go first with the retargeting campaign. In the retargeting campaign, we had 3 ad sets. Ad sets is basically a group of ads that share similar settings, which is they share the same budget, they share the same targeting, and all that kind of stuff. So 3 groups of different ads. One group of ads were targeted to people who engaged and follow their IG account, their IG page. Same thing with Facebook. Another one with the people who follow their Facebook and who engage with their Facebook page, and also an ad set with their email list subscribers. Why is this so important? Because these people already know, they have some familiarity with you. they will have some familiarity with you. They already know you. They might be liking your post. They might be reading your emails. So the likelihood of them converting to your offer is higher because they need less information about it. It's just not some random person in the internet that it's the first time that they see you, just like as if you were running ads to a cold audience. These people already have some familiarity with you, so the information that they need before they make the purchase is lower. So that's why it's so important to have one of these campaigns. Maybe you don't have a following in IG, or maybe you don't have a following on Facebook, or maybe even you don't have an email list, but there are other audiences that you can leverage. Here are some examples. You've got a Skool community, so you have a Skool About Page viewers. If you set up your pixel, you can actually track them and use them as a retargeting audience. You might also have a free community. That community, you can download the list, you can upload it to Facebook, and you can run ads to those people specifically. Maybe you also have a list of past clients, and now you're running another offer, and you want to promote that offer to those past clients. So you can grab that list of past clients and then run ads to them. This is in terms of the retargeting. Now, let's go to the cold one. We did 10 ad sets. Again, ad set is a group of ads that share the same targeting. In this case, we did not go for any retargeting audiences. As the name of the campaign says, it's cold audiences, which is broad. We did not use any lookalike audiences, nothing. We just let Facebook decide who to show the ads to. We made different creatives with different angles. What does this mean? We made several creatives, but let's say that we use the same image, but the text in the image changed. Maybe it was more related to the dream outcome, or another image was the same image, but the text changed and it was focusing on the pain points and stuff like this. Also, we tested both images and videos. Each ad set of these 10 ad sets had the same creative duplicated 3 times. And this was in order to get the best pocket possible. This is like a little bit of a pro tip when you're running ads, so I encourage you to do this the next time that you run ads. When you go publish your next batch of ads, try to duplicate the ad at least 3 times. And you'll see that one of those ads, even though it's the same one, even though it's in the same ad set, one of those will start performing better, just right off the start. And that's because it has landed in a better pocket of audience, in an audience pocket that is more responsive to that creative. When you're in a limited time situation like we had only a few hours before the school games ended, so we needed to have all our chances in our side. We did this, we duplicated 3 times, so that just from the start, one ad started performing better, and then we turned off the other 2 that were not performing as well. If you let them run forever and ever, eventually over time they will start being at the same level, but it's just one of them will start performing better right off the start, and we needed that initial momentum for this to work and for these guys to end up first in the school games. So we used this strategy, this little pro tip. Just I encourage you to try it next time that you publish some ads. Now, here's a mistake that we did. Well, not a mistake because it performed well, but something that we wouldn't do now. We would do it differently. We'd use the same creatives in the retargeting campaign. Why wouldn't do this? Because in here, since we're talking to a very specific audience, right? People who engage and follow their IG account. The same thing with Facebook, 8 million subscribers. These people are already people who know you, so you can be more specific with your messaging. In here, running the same creatives to a cold audience and a retargeting audience, I wouldn't recommend it. I would try to recommend making more specific ads to a retargeting audience because they already know you. Since they already have more familiarity with you, you can use another tone, you can be more specific, and it will convert better. The last thing that we did with those ads is that we used the real urgency. It was only a few hours left until the school games ended, so we used that real urgency in the ads. They were running like a promotion, just, hey, this thing is going to end at this time tonight, so join now because you will miss it. We used this real urgency. If you have real urgency, if you're on a deadline, use it in your ads. It works really well. But just make sure that it is real. Don't use fake urgency, fake scarcity. The other day, I bought a book from an entrepreneur, and he wrote that book like 2 or 3 years ago. And in one of the pages, he was using some urgency like, hey, go to this website because it's only 100 spots. Dude, you wrote that book like 3 years ago. I mean, it's obviously fake scarcity. I mean, my first thought, it was like, this dude sucks. I'm not going to keep reading this book. So don't use that. Don't use fake scarcity. Don't use fake urgency. Use the natural one, the real one that you already have. And with keeping it simple, keeping it real, keeping it the truth, you will have success with your next launch, with your next offer, if you want to aggressively scale. Hope it helps. Take care. Bye.